God, has it been 4 months already? Ugh. That's what happens when you spend all summer playing Saints Row and watching movies. But anyway, here's the long-awaited follow-up, Evil Bong 2, King Bong. Get it? It's like King Kong. This movie is nothing like King Kong. I don't know why it's called that.
There were some movies, terrible movies, movies so awful, no one would touch. Then came a Matthew, sad little Matthew. Matthew decided these movies to watch. For every good movie, there's at least 10 bad. Matthew gonna drag himself through the crap to find the worst ones there are to be had.
Today's episode, Evil Bong 2, King Bong. Hello, Office of National Drug Control. I am called Matt, and I assure you I am only reviewing this film for medicinal purposes. Evil Bong 2 is Still by Full Moon from Charles Band and stars mostly the same people. Tommy Chong is gone because he was already too good for this shit, but we also lost David Weedoff, who played Alistair. Instead, Alistair is played by Brett Schuckerman. And despite appearing in a film called Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds, this was apparently the film that made him quit acting. No need to beat around the bush, let's just get into it. Wait, is bush slang for weed? Oh boy, it's a previously on Evil Bong. Although one thing I'll give this over the Ginger Dead Man movies is that this one actually has continuity, so the flashbacks don't contradict the story. You know, I said I dug this song in the first film, but now I've seen all 7 of these movies, and this song is in all of them. And with how bad basically every one of them is, this sort of gives me a Pavlov. It just turn it off. The film opens on a super paranoid Larnell calling Alistair, who's long since moved away, back to the apartment.
Alistair, I almost didn't recognize you.
What, 'cause he doesn't even remotely look like the same guy? Also, it looks like the apartment got recast.
Be straight with me, bro. Our friendship's gotta be on that level of honesty or it's nothing at all. Bros gotta be straight with each other.
Yeah, bro. Always gotta be straight, bro. Just a couple of hetero bros hanging out and being bros. Larnell reveals that he hasn't slept in days and is very concerned with crazy conspiracy theories. He's like Alex Jones on Downers, which admittedly would probably make Alex Jones a lot more tolerable. If you're as worked up about the search for truth about globalists as I am, stay woke with the InfoWars marijuana, now available in InfoWars store. Take a hit of this shit and just let your worries drift away, bro. Oh. This shit is definitely better for you than anything on the InfoWars site. Bachman shows up and it turns out he keeps falling asleep and having amnesia. And Brett is always hungry, so he's put on a bunch of weight, something Luann is not happy about. And there's another oddity around here. Bachman's disappearing, reappearing hat. Alistair deduces that they are all experiencing exaggerated versions of the effects of marijuana, and they suspect the evil Bong had something to do with it.
We need to find somebody who can tell us more about the Bong and its history.
Like who? Jimbo's dead.
What about the shipping service?
What, that dude who was in the film maybe 5 minutes? No way he has anything meaningful to add to this franchise. He's the main character of 4 through 6. Although I am correct in my assertion that he brings nothing to the franchise.
Let's get down to business.
This is Rabbit. He smokes weed, and for no reason at all, he knows a lot about the evil Bong. So, to South America. Hey, quick question, how do 3 unemployed stoners, a college student, and a delivery guy afford a trip to South America? They find a bunch of skulls in the hut, and it's about this time I get disappointed the subtitle wasn't Cannabis Holocaust. Luckily, it's not cannibals, but a girl, Felicity, who's working on finishing her father's research with his old partner. They tell her about the Bong and show her what's left of it. She suspects it to be the work of an old tribe of natives.
Who is this mysterious tribe?
The Poontang tribe.
Laugh all you want, it's not gonna convince me that joke is funny.
But they discover Felicity's big secrets. She's harvesting weed, and her father's partner is Grandpa Discount Carlin.
I travel halfway around the world and I still can't shake you.
Bro, South America is not halfway around the world. It's like a fourth at best.
If your eensy-weensy teeny little penis was a worm on a hook, it wouldn't feed a goddamn guppy.
Gramps, your jokes are slipping. So the marijuana that grows in this jungle is a cure-all, and they're studying it for medical purposes. But when it gets near the pieces of the bong, it comes back to life. So Felicity tries the weed on the guys to try to cure their bizarre curse.
Think about it. We put the talking bong on TV. Letterman, The Tonight Show, sitcoms.
Awesome! Yeah, we could get the guy from Friends, right? And him and the bong move into an apartment. And he's really neat, but the bong's messy. And he's always having to clean up after it. It'd be fucking awesome.
Why does that sound better than most of the movies in this series?
Ah, more secrets. Grandpa's trying to sell the weed. I really don't care, actually. We just met this chick, and Grandpa's a douche, yeah, but I like him better than anyone in these films. It's not like anything especially bad's gonna happen if he sells them. Grandpa just makes a few bucks. Anyway, Grandpa discovers the pieces of the bong.
Did you just call me an it? I am not an it, motherfucker. I am 100% grade A female.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Or should I say, the gentleman? Wait, how the fuck does a bong have a gender?
Go back to the hut, Felicity. We can talk later.
Don't be surprised if I'm not there when you get back.
Wait, you're just gonna pack up and leave because he's selling the stuff? This is legally your land. Your father left it to you, and just a minute ago you were super concerned about saving lives. It feels like they didn't know how to end this scene, so they just kinda threw something in without considering the implications. And Grandpa makes the unbelievably stupid mistake of putting the bong back together. Breakfast time, and we're having a delicious South American delicacy. SpaghettiOs. And the weed seems to have solved the problems, including Brett's fat. His problem was that he had the munchies. The fat was just a side effect of that. The weed shouldn't have caused a random drop in weight.
Oh, it's magic weed, because, makes it easy.
Rabbit, meanwhile, is trying to cut in on Grandpa's weed business.
Oh, amazing. Must be the Poontang tribe.
Really? Because they look like a bunch of white girls in party store getup.
But it's enough to kidnap Rabbit, and it's up to our heroes to save them.
And now let's discuss basic storytelling structure and Evil Bong 2. I know it sounds a little silly, and that's because it is, but it is a small part of the big problem with this movie.
Basic storytelling structure goes like this. The beginning should be an introduction, meet all the characters, and establish a conflict. Simple enough. In this film, the characters have a pretty basic introduction, both because it's a sequel and because these characters are very basic. But what's important is the conflict. They are all cursed by the bong and need to find a cure. In a typical story, you'd have the rising action, such as running into Gramps and the whole weed-selling subplot. This should culminate in the climax where the heroes face their biggest challenge and come out on the other side with their goal accomplished. Here's the problem. The main conflict of this movie, breaking the curse, is resolved before the climax. Thus, in order to even have a climax, they have to establish an all-new threat that needs to be dealt with, surrounding a character with no real importance to him. He's not friends with the guys, he's kind of been working against them all movie, and it seems pointless to try to save him. And that's the problem with Evil Bong 2. I don't care. Even assuming I cared about the plights of Brett, Larnell, and Bachman, which, let's be real, I don't, the movie gives no reason to care about 90% of the stuff that happens in this movie. They're cursed, they go to South America, find a mysterious girl, she gives them weed, and they're cured. That's the extent of the main plot. technically there's not much wrong with this movie, especially compared to films like the Ginger Dead Man series, but I just don't care about anything. And that's why this movie sucks. Oh right, I've still got a third act to make fun of. So we finally meet the titular King Bong, the evil Bong's ex-boyfriend who ran off with the Poontang tribe.
Yeah, hi. How the fuck?
Bongs can have relationships and date humans? You'd think a movie like this might explain where these Bongs come from, like they're old tribal deities or scorned lovers whose souls were trapped in Bongs by a witch doctor or something. But no, that'd be interesting and requires some thought. They just exist. Don't think about the implications.
Now let's talk about this, baby.
Talk to the hand, jive ass.
What hands?
After much deliberation, the guys decide to go fight the Poontang and rescue Rabbit.
With a name like Poontang, they're probably a bunch of pussies.
Boo.
Hey, if you want to make it look like a jungle, maybe just take the 3 steps to get that obvious barbed wire fence out of the shot. Evil Bong tells them how to defeat King Bong once they're inside, and not only does he let them come up and take hits out of him, he encourages it.
Put it in your mouth. That's right, suck on that.
Dude, you know they're trying to kill you, and they know how to do it now.
Suck it, just like you did in college with the basketball team.
I don't know what you're talking about. Brett is definitely straight.
And, inside, he's dressed as a pimp. Look, these Bongs have been coated black from the beginning, but this steps a little too far into problematic. They're from South America. They're not even black.
Touch her. Touch her. Not each other, bitches. Touch her.
Nope, just looks like some straight bros being bros to me. Alistair finds Rabbit getting along with some of the Poontang girls.
The only slaughter is going on is in my pants. You know how many times I've been laid?
Sorry, Rabbit, but you're no Tommy Chong. I almost wonder if this part wasn't supposed to be Jimbo, but Chong just wouldn't come back for the sequel. Alistair points out that King Bong is trying to kill them. To what end? I don't know. Just to kill them? Oh right, character motivation is hard. And how does he seduce women or gay men? Seems like you put all your eggs in one basket here. Maybe splurge on some dudes? His plans would be wrecked if Felicity showed up, which of course she isn't going to.
Dun. Here we go.
Here we go. I'm the new kid, moving in, getting it done, and I'm officially the candidate for having some fun.
And if you're into minor nitpicks, how come most of the women in this remote tribe who haven't been seen by civilization in eon have fake tits? Where did they get them? Is it a tribal thing? Like, some tribes get piercings when they gain authority, these girls get implants? And wait, who are these people on the cover? They're not in the movie. I guess that's Felicity, but guess what? She's never chained up. And King Bong is not that big. He's barely bigger than EB. In 3D, if you're stoned. I'm pretty sure that's not how marijuana works. Is anything on this cover true? Oh, from the creator of Puppet Master. That should be accurate. Actually, Charles Band co-created Puppet Master with David Schmoller, who he apparently refuses to credit and still owes residuals to. So yes, this entire cover is a lie. Yeah, random tangent, but that's in line with the movie because it takes Larnell like 5 minutes to decide, gee, maybe I should go help too.
Maybe you should stay behind in case something happens.
Because showing hot dudes wouldn't be appealing to our target demographic.
And it seems they've taken Rabbit.
Where'd they take him?
Unknown.
And why didn't they take me? So King Bong's plot to kill them is to roll them up and smoke them. But they figure out his, quote, symbol of power is his medallion, because it's the most creative thing they could come up with in 5 seconds. Yep, they smash it and they live happily ever after, leaving the evil Bong alive and basically irrelevant to the plot. Oh, and Rabbit becomes a priest, who still smokes weed. This is a character change I see lasting a long time.
Hey, where you going? This motherfucker ain't over yet. No, there's a whole nother story that needs to be told.
Nah, I don't care.
In fact, that's pretty much my summary of this whole movie.
Well, it's not as atrocious or poorly made as a lot of movies, even ones in this same series. It's one that completely lacks passion or anything even remotely interesting. It refuses to expand upon any of the questions it presents. Some sort of expanded lore where we got an explanation for things could have made this film even a fraction more interesting. But they couldn't do that, so I just don't care.
But it was nice to get back to doing what I do best. Off the beaten path horror movies with terrible titles. Until next time, I'm Matt, and this is Matt's Funtime Bad Movie Show.
It's the Bong, bro. She's the one doing this fucking shit to us. We gotta stop it.
Oh, a little self-control, Larnell, please.
I'm gonna come. You want me to fucking come? Here I come.
What's up next on the docket? Well, I made a promise, and I intend to keep it.